You'd better run and hide, more to the side. Everybody wants to stay alive. Step to the side. You'd better run and hide, more to the side. Everybody wants to stay alive.
Welcome to the Chabdog Sports Talk Radio Show. Sunday mornings live from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. For spontaneous sports talk, rated R.
Don't make a fuck out of me.
Host Brandon Chabner and producer Eric the Well-Read bring you Brian from Sports Rock.
Say hello to my little friend.
And Tank's West Coast godbrother, Abe Miranda.
When you're feeling shit, what are you gonna do?
And the Well-Read's better half, the Wacky Hawk Mess.
Fucking douche.
Plus special guests, music, movie clips, comedy,
So fat, the blood type is raccoon.
and always a little politics.
He comes from China.
The live call-in number is 252-585-4120. Join in the fun.
Hello.
And now, here's your host, Chabdog.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Chabdog Sports Talk. We're on each Sunday from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Brought to you by Chabdog Sports Blog for your ahead of your sports headlines and biting sports commentary, and by Chabner Law, serving Southern California's business and transactional legal needs and estate planning. All right, this is the So Fine show, and we're progressing into June. We got the French Open going on right now, and it really is a fine final. Finally, we don't have to look at Rafa Nadal picking his butt. We got it, and we don't. Looks like we don't even have a butt kicking here. It's a very competitive match. At least the first set was really tight between Novak Djokovic, the number one seed, and Stefanos Tsitsipas from Greece, who's not being a sissy. He's hanging in there. I think he won the first set. I don't know what the score in the second set is. Do we have an update on that, Eric, or is that too much work to get an update on that one?
Hey, Chabdog.
And welcome to a big hello to Eric Sove, Eric the Well-Read, my co-host, who was away in Kansas City last week, sweating it out in 90-degree heat, 90% humidity or something. Was it like that there?
Definitely. We'll give you an update on the Kansas City, the trip last week and the heat and such. We got a great show for you lined up today. This is episode number 330, Chabdog.
330.
330. Welcome
That's
to episode 330.
We're going to have a party at 500.
That's right.
You think? I wonder what we'll end up getting to. That's a lot of episodes, and we've now pushed our way up to the top of the list and on Defy Life's family of podcasts in
number
terms of
one
downloads.
on our local network.
We're
moving up.
We had
in the
a
rankings.
really big day yesterday.
Yeah, the call-in number is 252-585-4120. That's 252-585-4120. And we love new callers. We love new listeners.
Let's have some fresh meat.
Tuning in.
Fresh.
Today we got a great show lined up for you. We're going to be talking a lot of sports, a little bit of Westminster Dog Show, a little bit of politics, because another Clinton or person associated with Clinton suicided themselves, unfortunately.
That seems to happen once every couple of years, doesn't it?
We got a new case here.
I'd like to hear about that. Yeah,
that's coming up. And then we've got clips. Of course, we're going to play some classic clips here from Dirty Mary and Crazy Larry.
Oh, I love that movie.
Crazy movie. We've got a Seinfeld clip. We've got a clip from Four for Texas with Ursula Andress?
Yes.
Wow. So she was in more than a Bond movie.
Yes, she was more than Sunny, whatever her
we
name
can
was.
fit them in, a couple of clips from The Cable Guy, clips from the classic movie Marty with
our friend Ernest Borgnine.
Ernest Borgnine, of course. And then great clip from the Munsters regarding bullying and camping. Another one from She's the One, the 1996 movie where all the men had their hair slicked back in Brill Cream. From funny people in MySpace. And Air Africanus. Air Afrikaans. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, since I was flying this week, I got some stewardess's story here. And
oh, you did?
I think they sum it up really well. And, of course, we got, since the Dodgers, in memorial for the Dodgers getting boat raced last night, we got Les Grossman calling a binding resolution to get the Rangers off the Dodgers so they can protect them. And more coming up on the Chabdog Sports Talk Radio Show.
Okay. I don't know where to start. It's so chock full of stuff for the middle of June, and I mean we could begin with what? Do you want to begin with something non-sports, like what happened to this Clinton person?
Well,
Or is it? Or is that?
Let's let Abe get on for this one.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss that. We can talk about ball doctoring. Have you heard of ball doctoring?
No.
Yeah, there's talk
What?
of in MLB.
Pitchers?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course. Pitchers have been doctoring balls since time immemorial.
Yeah, well, there's talk of that going on this season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, what are they doctoring it with? What kind of foreign substances?
It's the stuff they use, weightlifters use, so they can hold on to the weights when they're sweating.
What, chalk?
There's some other new stickum stuff they got, and now somehow it's made its way out to the mound.
I didn't know there was some additional special stickum.
Well, that's why you listen to the Chabdog Sports Talk Radio.
Wow, that could mess up. That could make the ball travel less fast after you hit it.
Well, it just makes the ball travel. It makes the ball travel in a way that it's not normally traveling, except the pitcher knows.
So did
that
they catch? So which pitchers did they catch doing this?
There's some Yankee pitchers.
Oh, what a surprise!
Mm-hmm. There may be more. I only heard it was.
So if this had been Red Sox pitchers, you would have been up in arms.
It could have been them too. Who knows? Oh damn!
Was Garrett Cole the one that was caught? I wonder.
That might have been. We'll
I've heard he throws a really heavy ball. Garrett Cole.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got great stuff. So
we somehow missed our cue there at 9:05.
That would be really wrong if he was doing that.
Could be Garrett Cole. Look that up when I'm looking up the
Garrett Cole. Yeah.
What else was I looking up? The Westminster Dog Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't put that in there in the intro too. Yeah, the Westminster Dog Show.
Yeah, we got some stories coming up on that.
Telephone number.
I went on a bike ride yesterday and with Ben, and I saw the best Saint Bernard of all time.
You saw the best Saint Bernard of all time?
Yeah, it was kind of like that. You remember that Rodney Dangerfield scene in Easy Money where he comes out of his house and looking in the backyard, out from the back porch, and he sees this incredible woman, and she's naked, and then but next to her is this huge Great Dane.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was riding my bike on the beach or along the beach and trying to catch up to Ben, and there was this really hot girl lying out on a blanket, and so first I was like, happened to look at the girl, just accidentally, of course, and then right next to her is this beautiful Saint Bernard.
Yeah, they growl at you.
No, he's just looking at me, and happy, fluffy Saint Bernard with this huge head, just monster head. But the classic.
You ever see the movie Cujo?
Yes, that's a Saint Bernard in that movie.
Did it remind you of Cujo?
No, it was more like Beethoven.
Oh, really? Could you picture going 10 rounds with this dog in the back of a Volvo station wagon?
I just don't picture Saint Bernards as being vicious, scary dogs.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I just picture them as the ones that come over the hill.
They should
when
save
there's been an
people,
and they have brandy attached to their neck.
Attached to their neck, and they lick you to death.
Yeah, they're wino dogs.
Yeah, I've never been scared by Saint Bernard.
So, Chabdog, we're going to welcome to the show
our
fellow co-host, Abe Miranda.
Abe fought through the telephone lines to get here. How are you doing, Abe? Abe Miranda, hello, our co-host.
Hey!
Yes.
How you guys doing today? Happy Sunday.
Yes. Oh, I'm always happy to get to Sunday.
Even if it is the 13th.
Blessed day. Sunday the 13th. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean anything negative, though.
No, we just get
It's not Friday.
That's right.
Yeah. No, we have
Might
a
as
lot.
well be for the Dodgers, though.
We have a lot to talk about, including the Dodgers got their ass kicked. That's nice.
Yeah, that's always
for
good.
once, because they kicked my Pirates something awful. I knew when we were talking about this last week that the Dodgers was just going to rip off a bunch of wins, but Texas got the better of them last night. So I guess today is the rubber match, right?
Apparently. What do you think, Abe? Do the Dodgers have a shot here? I mean, is Mr. Moonface going to come out again?
Who's that?
That's a good one. You know what? I'd like to think that the Rangers, they're going to lose tonight. They're going to lose today.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Rangers are going to lose.
I don't know. It's in Texas, right?
No, it's here.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah, and they still got killed.
Yeah.
So who was pitching last night? Somebody got shelled last night. Who was that?
that was who was it? Was it I think Kershaw played the other night.
Was it Urias?
No.
Was it Bauer? Bauer?
Fowler. That's it.
Fowler.
Yeah, he got fouled.
I don't know who
fouled.
Fowler is. He must not be
Fowler.
one of their
Fowler.
stars.
Trevor.
You mean Bauer?
I think it was Trevor. Yeah.
Trevor Bauer.
Oh, well, yeah, he's a big shot. Trevor Bauer.
Yes, Trevor. Yeah, and he was pitching against Allard from the Texas Rangers.
Allard. Huh.
I don't know. I don't know Allard.
Allard was on the Texas Rangers, and Bauer.
Uh-huh.
Trevor was last night.
Well, in honor of the Rangers, we'll have to play that at some point. That clip about 4 for Texas.
We'll play 4 for Texas.
Well,
and
Yeah.
I think in honor
the
of
interesting thing was the Dodgers beat the Rangers 12-1 as well the day before.
yeah, the day before. So
that was kind of interesting. Yeah.
the dynamics flipped there, and the Les Grossman. So I was playing Les Grossman to get the Dodgers to get off the Rangers, and now it's get the Rangers off the Dodgers. And here's Les Grossman. For
Les
both of
Grossman,
them.
who is this?
This is Flaming Dragon!
Oh, okay, Flaming Dragon. Fuckface. First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face! Now, I don't know what kind of pan-Pacific
how you
bullshit
do that.
power play you're trying to pull here, but Asia Jack is my territory. So whatever you're thinking, you better think again. Otherwise, I'm going to have to head down there, and I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're going to have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will massacre you. I will fuck you up!
Yeah, get the Rangers off. Get them off. They're beating up the Dodgers too much.
Yeah,
They're
right.
fucking 'em up.
I don't feel sorry for the Dodgers. They beat my Pirates like 20 out of 21 games. Last week was just par for the course.
Uh-huh.
So a little humble pie for the Dodgers is quite a good thing. Quite appropriate.
Yeah, we're going to cover some more baseball. We got a buy, sell, and hold segment coming up
Okay.
in today's show as
Later.
well. So and they're not even in the mention here, but we got that. Let's talk some Mets though while we're on topic of baseball. And what's up with DeGrom? Abe, do you have any elbow? What's that all about?
Well, I heard he was out a little bit.
Oh, DeGrom has a bad elbow? Oh, poor baby.
Well, he did. I think it was on Friday that Jacob deGrom, he had left, I believe, the game a little bit early. He was playing against San Diego, and he had some tightness, but he went and got an MRI and things of that nature, and it looks clean.
Oh, God.
So
They put a little Bengay on his elbow, maybe? Loosen it up?
They kiss his elbow better?
Well,
He's very touchy.
So he is expected to make. He is expected to start, and it was like a right flexor tendonitis. But Jacob doesn't seem too concerned about it. And again, I think he is expected to make his next start. So nothing really, I think what happens is that anytime anything happens to Jacob deGrom, about everybody in Mets fandom just loses their damn mind, including Frank the Tank.
Yes.
Fleming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
Thank you.
anything happens to deGrom. A fly lands on deGrom. Everybody's losing their crap. There was an accusation, speaking of deGrom, earlier this week, there was actually a Dodger fan who had posted a video of Jacob deGrom adjusting his belt, and he had touched his glove. And so there was a huge riot at least it the accusation was that Jacob deGrom was doctoring the ball.
Yeah.
Some sort of
New York pitchers.
That's where this came
ball.
from. He touched his glove to his finger, and his finger touched the balls. It sounds like Jeffrey Toobin on CNN or something.
Yeah, he was touching his balls.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, is back on CNN, apparently. They let him back on.
He's been forgiven. Apparently it's okay to go naked on a Zoom call.
CNN tends to forgive people with leftist views.
Yeah, that want to masturbate.
He was masturbating with his left hand, so that's okay. If he had been using his right hand, then he'd been in trouble.
That's the joke.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's a good lesson for everybody out there using Zoom. Like, don't compromise yourself out there. And
unless you want to.
But so Jacob deGrom had. So, anyways, the video. I mean, the video looks pretty bad. But of course, this rallied up all the Mets players, and they were back on Twitter, basically defending Jacob deGrom. It kind of went a little viral this week, and so I know that the Dodger fan who posted that, at least it seemed like he got a lot of hate, especially from Mets fans who were DMing him, and he had posted some of those postings and stuff of that nature. But it just seemed like people really just lost their mind. And again, I think that just has to go with, anything against Jacob deGrom, anything you do to that guy, everybody is on pins and needles with Jacob deGrom.
Much ado about nothing.
They just freak out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and this elbow thing, so is he still in the lineup? He's going to be in the rotation. He's pitching next time. He's going to make his next start. The elbow's not going to be a problem.
That's what it looks like. He just has it looked like some tendonitis. Again. Good. So
okay, well,
he's expected to make his next start. That's where we're at with Jacob.
All right. Well, we wish him well. We wish he and the Mets well, so that Tank can survive. I think he likes it this way, though. He likes the Mets in turmoil. Speaking of the Mets, did you see what Steve Cohen is about to buy?
What is he going to buy?
It was now 3 hours ago. It was announced that he is buying Orlando City Soccer, the Orlando City soccer team.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it's like this coming out of nowhere.
That's what I would.
Starting to get some
if I woke up in the morning with a lot of money, that's definitely what I would want to buy.
Well, go buy a soccer team.
I have to buy a soccer team.
You can buy a tennis team.
Oh my God!
Yeah, soccer's coming. Yeah, it's coming on hot. They're going to try to make another move again.
I just wanted a wacky hot mess says my visor is quite impressive, quite sharp.
Yeah, it's really sharp, and it's really historic too, because that's
right.
Chabdog's wearing a visor that we brought
going back to the
Kansas
early
City.
'80s, I guess,
from Wimbledon.
Yeah,
from a trip to Wimbledon.
Yeah,
in the '80s. So that's a classic visor.
I've never been to Wimbledon, but I will just imagine it.
But you've been to London.
I have.
Yes. And you ate the lousy food.
Oh, okay, yeah. I definitely threw up on some bad Indian food in London. I'll never forget
Indian
that.
Food. Jeez, you threw up. Jeez, where did you put it? In a toilet or in the side of the street?
It was off. I think it was on the side of the street.
Oh my goodness!
The food in England's got the worst food. I'm sorry. I love England. A lot of things about London were spectacular, but not the food.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's a reason why the British Empire decided to go expand. They had to find other ways to feed themselves.
Find new food. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Ugh.
Yeah,
so
they
can fry fish. That's about all they can do.
Yeah, but
how about some basketball?
We do have to talk basketball. NBA playoffs are going on right now, and I saw the Utah Jazz get destroyed last night, which is not surprising. They look like they're kind of out of gas, and one of their point guard is out indefinitely. I don't know when he's coming back. He's got a bad hammy.
Well, it was time for the Clippers to bounce back, right?
the Clippers like to bounce back when they get down 2-0, so that's also true. But the Clippers are just a better team with that. When Utah doesn't have this guy, they don't have much flow on offense, and that's what happened. They just couldn't create good scoring opportunities, and Kawhi Leonard went off. Paul George had a good game, so I think the Clippers might have him where they want him.
Abe, is Ty Lue going to have a nervous and or heart attack breakdown between now and the end of the year?
Ty Lue?
Ty Lue?
Well, he's he's got him to the second round.
You know what? This has been interesting. The first two games in Utah were, they were pretty bad for the Clippers.
Yeah.
But the Clippers were pretty in the games. They weren't blowouts. Just Clippers just didn't do what they had to do, but they were hanging around.
No, they got involved in a lot of fouls. They fouled a lot. That wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
And they also weren't stopping Utah from taking all these threes. And it didn't seem like it looked like a lot of their shots were desperation shots, like sloppy 3-point shots.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would lose the ball. It wouldn't make it, and then
Sloppy
Utah
seconds.
would get the ball.
Yeah,
So
sloppy seconds.
it seemed like they could have focused better on making good quality 2 shots instead of making like 3-point shots that were, they weren't going in. It was like Utah was making the 3-pointers. The Clippers weren't making their 3-pointers. And then the Clippers were fouling a lot. So they barely lost the first 2 games. So, you're right. Utah has some. I think had the Clippers just played a little bit better the first 2 games, they'd be 3-0 here.
Thank you.
But they had made some mistakes there in the first 2 games.
Why don't you, speaking of cleaning up,
by much.
why don't you
like
play that clip from the cable guy? That's a great clean up in the bath. The Clippers need to clean it up in the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. Is that what you saw? Did you see them?
Well, let's see what Jim Carrey thinks,
Jim
and I'll
Carrey comes
comment
up
on
with
the
there.
other side.
May I help you?
No, I'm meeting someone here.
I apologize
Owen
about last
Wilson
night. I
looking
came
really
home from the
sleepy.
gym and I just fell asleep.
Yeah, I can't stand Owen Wilson more in this scene.
Plays Abe Flacco.
Most appreciated. So Gail tells me you're coming out of a relationship. What's that like? That must be hard on you.
Not really. We're just sort of in a holding pattern right now.
A holding pattern? It sounds like you need to come down and refuel. You're sexy.
What?
You heard me. You've been working hard. Take a break.
Yeah, go take a walk.
Excuse me, pardon me. Hey, what's the story with our chicken, man? Your chicken. Have the eggs had a chance to hatch yet? Well, maybe you can go check on it for me, my friend, if it's not too much trouble for you. All right, I'm sorry to put you out. You see the attitude? Unbelievable. Look at him, like hysterical, man. What were we talking about? Your job, what's that like? What's your job like?
It's a little crazy right now. We're just sort of
Hold that thought for just a second. I need to use the head, and I'll be right back. I want to find out about your job. I'm interested. I'm curious about it.
Yeah, right.
And what is the story with the chicken? Enjoy your meal.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Hey, Stretch.
Pleasant night, isn't it?
Yeah, not too bad.
Of course, I guess the weather is always pleasant in here. The winters are remarkably mild.
If you need anything, just let me know. Anything at all.
Don't bother. I think I got it under control.
It's no trouble, really. People rarely take advantage of all my services. Let me help you wash up. Cleanliness is next to godliness. You're on a big date. You'll need to look your best. That'll take care of the shine. Now, let's pluck those eyebrows. She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. She loves me.
And those hairs.
Little baby bear. Andy.
That's probably felt good.
Alfalfa. And boom bam. We're ready to draw you off. Ooh, right into the buckle. That's gotta hurt, Gene. Suck it. Suck the air. From this angle, he looked just like Dizzy Gillespie.
This is exactly what happened with Dodgers last night.
Salt peanuts. Don't worry about the tip. But I've got one for you. Stay away from Robin. She's taken.
Matthew Broderick's
Insane.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what happened to the Dodgers, too. We'll throw them in there.
Mm-hmm.
That was a shit-kicking extraordinaire.
Yeah. Yeah, you always kind of... You ever really deal with the people in the men's room? I don't... Once in a while, there's a guy with a towel that gives you something, and you might tip them or something. But
you might.
They don't have...
I mean, you might.
They don't have them anymore.
You don't, do you?
What?
Yeah, you don't, do you?
You try not to make eye contact, actually.
Mm-hmm. Like a mariachi band.
I don't know. But you don't see those guys in there anymore. It's not a very...
No, it's very seldom. I mean, it's old school. You know, people have better things to do with their lives than be men's room attendants anymore. Was there ever a woman's room attendant? I don't know.
That's a good point.
Yeah, we'll have to ask.
I've never been in a women's room, so I wouldn't.
Fucking douche.
We'll have to ask.
So we got a little sidetrack.
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor.
I'm not sure what we were talking about. We're talking about the Clippers. The other series is Denver and Phoenix is just abusing Denver like I thought they were.
Yeah, they are so happy they got past the Lakers.
Yes,
the end of the Lake show
makes the Lakers look pretty good because they're having a much easier time with Denver.
Yeah, well, the Suns aren't number one for nothing.
Well, Suns are seeded 2, actually. Utah's number 1.
Yeah, well, Utah's
but they're
down.
playing like they're number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the other series, you got the Nets and the Bucks, and that could be a 7-game series, actually, because then the Bucks are looking tougher at home. But I like the Nets in that one, and Sixers are probably going to beat the Hawks. So that's...
Yeah, they're all leading their respective series right now, but it's a long, NBA goes. They'll lose games just for hell of it so they can get an extra paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
People's baby mamas.
And then we could talk a little NHL before we go into racing. We got
you got 1 minute.
We don't have much time. We want to save that.
We'll swing back to that.
Okay.
And we're going to cover some French Open. We're going to talk a bit about the Palmetto Championship in South Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what is the
suicide story coming up? Another person suicided themselves who was associated with the Clintons. Surprise, surprise.
Why don't you tell me about that? I'm really interested.
Hold on. That's going to take more than...
that's a really involved story?
Than 30 seconds. Well, I'm going to want to spend more than 30 seconds on it just because it's hilarious. It probably won't take 45.
Well, we could...
Still. And I want to tell you about barbecue in Kansas City as well.
Yeah. I'm getting hungry.
Sports Talk Radio Show. Yeah, it was some good stuff there. Hot and sweaty, but it's barbecue. I mean, that's what it's all about there.
Why don't you just put on the Speed Racer intro and let's get
rolling.
comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone. He's gaining on you, so you better look alive. He's busy revving up the powerful Mach 5. And when the odds are against him and there's dangerous work to do, bet your life, Speed Racer, see it through. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go! He's up and flying as he guns a car around the track. He's jamming down the pedal like he's never coming back. Adventure's waiting just ahead. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go!
Right, and now it's time for Chabdog Sports, Chabdog Racing with Abe Miranda.
That's right, and let's talk about NASCAR, and let's talk about that Toyota Save Mart 350, which was a road course. Of course, I think all we had to do, unfortunately, was almost pick the same race winners for the Coca-Cola 600, and we probably would have had a better standing this week. But
yeah, that was a surprise.
We had Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson won the race at Save Mart, and he also was the winner at the Coca-Cola 600, followed by Chase Elliott, who was number 2. And, of course, he was number 2 at the Coca-Cola 600. And then the only difference here was Martin Truex Jr. came in 3rd place, whereas Chase Elliott came in 3rd place the week before.
Well, you mean Kyle Busch?
Yeah, Kyle Busch, he came in 5th. Denny Hamlin came in 8th. And Brad, in your pick, came in 15th place. So,
well, okay. Well, he didn't disappear.
So that kind of concludes some of the road courses up until the 4th of July, where there'll be another road course. However, today is the NASCAR All-Star Race. And this is going to be kind of interesting. It's a little different than what we traditionally look at. Now, keep in mind, there are 2 races today. There is the main event, which is the NASCAR All-Star Race. And that race starts today at 8 p.m. Eastern, so 5 p.m. Chabdog time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Now, this is the main event. This is the NASCAR All-Star Race. However, prior to that, we're going to have an open race. And I'll get into the difference between the open race and the All-Star Race. But the thing to keep in mind about the open race is that one will start before the All-Star Race. That one starts at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Chabdog time. Now, what is the difference between the open and the All-Star Race? Well, the All-Star Race is already made up of 17 drivers. The All-Star Race is essentially going to be the best drivers. And let me tell you exactly who's going to be in there. So essentially, you've got 17 drivers that have already been selected for the All-Star Race. And some of our favorites like Alex Bowman, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Larson. So some of the best of the drivers that we already know are already in the All-Star Race. And these are going to be chosen simply because they're point leaders or they have won the Cup in the past and they're racing full time. So there's different reasons why those 17 drivers are already in there. But there are 5 more open spots. And that's where the open race comes into play. So the open race is everybody else. Everybody but the 17 drivers that are already in the All-Star race are going to have their own race to determine who is going to go to the main event at 5 p.m. Chabdog time. So the open race is a 50-lap race, and essentially they're going to be broken up into 3 different stages, and essentially the winner of each of those stages will be going to the All-Star race, along with the overall winner of the open race will go to the All-Star race. And then the 5th would be the All-Star fan vote. So that's how the extra 5 spots will go into the main event later tonight. So you've got a mini race, and then you've got the main event, and that's all.
Yeah, it's kind of like the play-ins in the NCAA tournament or something.
But those guys who do the mini race, they've got to then go do a back-to-back race. Then they got to do the big race right afterwards, right?
Yes.
Wow.
That's exactly right. And it is now the All-Star race is going to be a little interesting. There are 6 different rounds to the All-Star race. So, and here's the thing. The lineup for the All-Star race starts off as a random draw. So it's a random draw on how they're even lined up. You've got again, 6 rounds. The first 3 rounds the first 4 rounds are 15 laps each. The 5th round is 30 laps each, and the last round is 10 laps each, or 10 laps. Mm-hmm. Now here's the interesting thing. On round 5, which is 30 laps, every car is required to make a pit stop on round number 5 in the All-Star race. And the pit crew that has the fastest pit time during that round, that pit crew will get a $100,000 check.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
pretty
that's
cool.
kind of a cool thing about the All-Star race is that it is even the pit crews can gain some money here by being the fastest pit crew in round number 5. Another thing to keep in mind about it is that it is going to be held in Texas, and it's at the Texas Motor Speedway. Now, what makes this interesting is that this is actually the first time that the All-Star race is held at the Texas Motor Speedway. Generally, this is held in Charlotte, but today it's going to be held in Texas, and this is actually in Fort Worth. It's a 1.44 mile oval track that started hosting NASCAR races in 1997. It is an oval. It's got 20 to 24 degrees of banking in the turns. Again, it's 6 rounds of 100 laps will be the main event tonight. Again, 15 laps, 15 laps, 15 laps, 15 laps, 30 laps, and a 10-lap shootout at the end. That one will start at 5 p.m., the main event. And you'll be able to watch that race on FS1 today, on Sirius XM. You can hear it at the NASCAR radio channel or the MRN radio channel. And Jimmy Johnson, he holds the record for actually with the most driver victories at the Texas Motor Speedway. And so that's kind of where we're at as far as tonight. Now, the lineup for the Open is obviously going to be different than the lineup for the All-Star race. Again, we don't know exactly who's going to be, who those extra 5 drivers are going to be. But if you look at the current lineup for the All-Star Open. You've got some folks like Bubba Wallace in there that will be fighting it out with the rest of the pack there. And then for today, again, guys like Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, it looks like Chase Elliott, Joey Logano. So if you have a checkered flag for today, feel free and spit it out. I'm going to go with Kyle Larson because he's just been hot.
Yeah, it seems like you can't go wrong picking him every week lately.
I got to take Bubba Watson just because I love the name Bubba.
He was the guy with the noose problem, wasn't he?
Noose problem?
Wasn't he the guy with the... Wasn't there somebody that they thought had a noose in his garage? But
a noose. Yes, that is... Well, okay.
It
was a tie around... It could have been interpreted as a noose. It could have been interpreted as a tie. Pull around a garage door. But you're right. There was that associated. They very quickly disassociated themselves from that and said, "Hey, it wasn't. We weren't. There was nothing nefarious about it." But you are correct. That's right.
Yeah.
Walls.
Well, I'm going to keep going with somebody else besides one of the Kyles because I'm tired of the Kyles winning.
Okay.
Joey Logano. Is that
Joey
his name?
Logano.
Yeah.
Joey Logano. Okay,
yeah,
great.
Pal Joey.
Joey Logano, good pick. I will tell you that Eric's picks is interesting because Bubba Wallace is actually racing in the Open. So that would mean that Bubba Wallace would need to win the Open, and then come on to the All-Star race and win the All-Star race as well. And I think that would be, if you come off with that victory, man, we got to take you out to dinner for that one.
Yeah, it's either a ton of meth or coke you got to snort to pull that off to do, two stressful races in the same afternoon.
It seems dangerous to me.
Yeah, it seems really cool.
You're doing
I love
a parlay, baby.
Yeah.
Parlaying.
And what happened? What was the snafu? There was something that happened with the Detroit Grand Prix. Is that
hold
right?
on. Let's before we switch that. Let's do our tribute here since we're all fired up and Bubba Wallace here. Bubba Wallace would probably have appreciated this movie, Dirty Mary and Crazy Larry.
Oh yeah,
the tribute and talk about.
That's what racing clip.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
Cheese ass movie.
There's a man here and he wants the money. He'll kill us if you don't give him the money.
Hi, asshole.
What's she doing here? I work better with an audience.
Chases.
Oh, the cop blew off. Now he jumped over a bridge.
Sissy pass, got to let roll.
There's George there. On. Oh, now he's got his eyes on a Charger.
What a great car, the Dodge Charger.
I got 45 minutes fuel.
Yes. Oh.
Hi, guys. you gonna do your seatbelt?
I want to stop. I don't give a good goddamn if you got to crash right in.
All units resume sweep operation.
Need all the units you can spare.
Yeah, that Charger got dented up at some point.
I think
Before
we
it
got a
ran
mover
into the
here.
train. Uh-oh. Djokovic is getting close to breaking him. He's getting danger times at 65.
Djokovic.
It doesn't seem like they should be able to get away from the helicopter.
I don't think so. Oh, out of fuel.
Oh, the helicopter ran out of gas. That shouldn't happen.
Mailbox there. Federal offense. We made it. Ain't nothing gonna stop us. Nothing will stop us now. And they hit the train.
Oh, it's a terrible way for that movie.
Never
to
going to
end.
win against a 10,000-pound locomotive.
No.
10,000 or whatever it is.
No. A lot of good car chase action in that movie, Abe. We recommend it. It's one of Peter Fonda's
finest films.
Yeah, besides The Easy Rider is what he's known for. But
Well, that's part of it. And
but this one also.
a few other bad movies after that, and before and after, sure.
Oh, I see those. Yeah, I don't know all the other ones.
Trip. Yeah, there's a movie about an acid trip. It's
Oh.
as exciting as you can imagine.
Is he still alive?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, Ed.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
switching to the Detroit Grand Prix.
Okay.
Abe, what's the latest from Detroit?
Because that's going on today,
Well,
right?
Yeah, again, I think we mentioned this a little bit last week that there are two races going on in IndyCar. It's like a double header. So yesterday was the first of the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix race. Of course, Marcus Ericsson, he came in first. Rhinus VK came in second, and Pato O'Ward came in third. I think the biggest news to really come out of yesterday's race was that there was a pretty nasty accident that happened yesterday. That was he had crashed into I believe it was one of the Swedish drivers, I believe. His name is was he? Yeah, I believe it's one of the drivers yesterday.
Was
He
his
got
name
into
Meatballs?
a very bad wreck, but he seemed to be okay.
Bad breath?
Today is the second race of the doubleheader, and that one is actually going on right now, and that one you can actually watch on NBC.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be your second race. I think we're just waiting to see who the result winners are going to be here. But again, Marcus Ericsson winning yesterday's race. And just to follow up on, it was Felix Rosenqvist. He is a Swedish IndyCar driver, and he was sent to the hospital after crashing into the tires and a concrete barrier yesterday.
Felix. What was he thinking?
Yeah, so they're you know what I'll do is I'll put the video up on the Facebook group.
Uh-huh.
so that you guys can see the accident that occurred yesterday. It was a red flag situation. They had to clear out the car. They had to fix the barrier, all those things. So that was pretty much the biggest news that came out of yesterday's IndyCar race.
Well, you
There
know,
was something
another
else,
outcome.
wasn't there?
Yeah, there was an outcome that came from that red flag. So Will Power was in the lead when that red flag tripped. He went into pit. They wouldn't let his crew use fans in the high heat, high humidity.
I don't understand that.
And his engine flamed out, and by the time he got the thing back on again, he was down 3 laps, and he lost the race.
I mean, how could you not be allowed to use fans? What are they there for?
Yeah, like cooling fans.
What-
They wouldn't let him use cooling fans.
What's the logic
So
on that?
He's choked. So Will Power, great name, Will Power, loses the race because his car was running hot and an untimely red flag.
That's BS.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And you know, we'll see that at times. We saw that in Formula One, where they couldn't get the tire off. You know, things that happen in the pit. You know, the problem there is any problem will turn into losing lap situation. And it's interesting how the more time you spend in the pits, the further down you just go down the list there. And it happens quickly. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, Will Power, especially with a guy named Will Power. I mean, geez, everybody, Will Power. He couldn't will it that enough.
That's a pretty good name. That is a pretty good name. And, you know, speaking of Formula One, just making a quick note here, I won't spend a lot of time, but next Sunday is going to be a Formula One race in France. And this will be the Emirates Grand Prix. And this one is going to be located in Le Castellet, France, which is over on the southeast side of France, and it borders along the Mediterranean Sea. And it's actually very close to the French Riviera. So that is a little bit of a quick mention, since we're talking about open wheel racing. That will be next week's race.
Yeah, a shout out to the French Riviera, who is welcome to sponsor the Chabdog Sports Talk radio show and wants to invite the co-hosts over to experience Southern France.
I love Southern France.
Yeah, we'll review the Riviera for you and talk about it on the show.
It's quite nice in Nice. I've been to Nice before.
Nice is nice?
Yeah, isn't that around there?
It is nice in Nice.
Yeah, well, that's where they have those beaches that are, so fine.
Is Paris burning? No, back to that again.
And then next week we are going to have the Rev Group Grand Prix, and that's going to be in next Sunday. So that one is going to be this is going to be a road course, and it's located there in Milwaukee and Green Bay. And it is a 14-turn road circuit. And speaking of Green Bay, that might lead us into the latest in Aaron Rodgers news later today.
Yes.
But that will be later next Sunday. So next Sunday, it appears that our IndyCar race, again, it'll be shown on NBC SN. And that one is going to be in a very beautiful and green park there in between Milwaukee and Green Bay in Wisconsin.
Probably 10 million degrees there, but it's going to be warmer than the face of the sun in Wisconsin next week.
Well, it'll be humid.
Sure. Yeah, hot and humid. It's a huge weather pattern moving east right now.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, we don't need that here.
The same one that's blessing us with sunny and 72.
Yeah, it's
finally I
perfect
returned to
here.
Newport Beach, and finally the weather has worked itself out. It's sunny and 72 today, and the forecast is that To repeat again, as far out as the forecast goes.
Well, what do you want to do? You want to go for a clip here?
Yeah, let's jam in something here. How about...
yeah.
Oh, here's a perfect one. Funny people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is hilarious.
What is going on around here? Is that true?
Oh, no, this is...
I never said that he was feeling
play
better.
Adam
He
Sandler,
just took
too,
some
if you want.
medicine, and it's looking good for him because they can't detect it in his blood, but that doesn't mean that he's better. These things are very tricky, and he didn't want to tell anybody because he didn't want to jinx it.
Is that true? Did you not want to jinx it?
Yeah, no. I'm very superstitious.
Mm-hmm. You're a terrible liar.
No, nothing's going on around here. It's completely innocent. I don't cheat on the side table.
Don't
another
mock
call?
me. I don't appreciate it.
Lots of people go to massage parlors. That doesn't mean I was getting a rub and tug. Those hairs on me jacket must have fallen
me
off
jacket?
the waiters. Pussy!
What the hell has gotten into you?
I was at a footy game.
Are you taking the piss out of me?
I would never lie to you, mate. Oi!
I'm not playing this game with you. This is stupid.
It
What a
is
stupid game.
Clark, let's tell each other the truth. Just come clean
There's
with me.
nothing to tell.
There's nothing to tell.
There's nothing to tell.
You will never tell me the truth.
Really?
That is a pussy move.
You know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not being put on a cross for something I didn't even do. Enjoy each other.
Go fuck your whores.
Oh, nice.
Boy, that was bitter.
Yeah. Go F your
The bitter side of it. Leslie Mann.
So what's the update on the tennis here, Chabdog? You're busy watching.
Djokovic just lost the game, but now he's serving, and so
That was over. Didn't the Tsatsiki guy, fly guy win?
He was up 2-0, but
yeah, well,
Joker came back and won the next two sets, 6-3 and 6-2, and now it's 3-2 Joker in the fifth set.
More annoying than watching NBA basketball.
And he's serving, so he's if he holds serve for the next 3 times, he wins the match. But that's a big if. He's looking a little bothered today. Something's a little off. He's fighting through.
Maybe a little diarrhea.
He may have had a problem with his gluten-free diet. Maybe he ate something that had gluten in
His
it.
glutes aren't activating?
I just don't root for him. I root for the other guys because he's just kind of like LeBron James. He expects to win too much, and he's
Come on, punk! Come on! Try me then! Try me, punk!
kind of a prima donna.
Uh-huh.
He's one of these guys that expects people to love him, even though most people don't, because he's an egomaniac.
Mm.
And a great player.
One of our favorites.
Preach, brother, preach. He did beat Nadal, which gives him, I got to give him a lot of credit for that. That's hard to do in France.
Abu Nidal?
He beat Abu Nidal.
Abu Nidal.
Yep. So we got the IndyCar. The Detroit Grand Prix coming up after the French Open, so you can actually see people. Are you going to be able to see people driving around Detroit, or is it's just some random road course?
No, it's a track through part of the city.
It's through the city?
Yeah.
That's nice. I like it when they go into the city.
Yeah, you'll see some great city shots of the river and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
From the, what part of the north part of downtown.
Is there a Kansas City Grand Prix, too?
Not that we're aware of. Okay, now that we have the wacky hot mess, let's ask the wacky hot mess about bathroom attendants in ladies' rooms. Was there ever a ladies' room equivalent of a bathroom attendant? Did you ever go into a bathroom in a fancy restaurant and there'd be a woman there handing you towels and stuff? Oh, wow. From a woman in the ladies' room? So there were ladies' room attendants. Oh, and in nightclubs too. Well, there we go. So, okay. You heard it here first on the Chabdog Sports Talk Radio
I've
Show.
been
so
educated.
Just as in men's rooms. Someone handing out hand towels and squirting you with a little of this. And a tip jar, and kind of expecting a tip there for just standing there.
But a lady would never get beaten up by a ladies' room attendant in a ladies' room.
Well, you would hope not.
All right, we're going to go to the break. We'll be back with more clips, more everything. It should be a pretty good second hour. A little hockey. We'll be back.
Chabdog Sports Talk Radio.
We're told that greatness is exceptional, when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you. Go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit DefyLifeGear.com to get fitted for greatness.
The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general, corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
Like Chabdog said, he was 100% right.
He can take all comers.
You've begun to cry a lot lately.
I cry a lot, too. I'm a big crier.
This is something very recent with me, this bursting into tears at the slightest thing.
I cry all the time, any little thing. All my brothers-in-law, they're always telling me what a good-hearted guy I am. You don't get to be good-hearted by accident. You get kicked around long enough, you get to be a real professor of pain. I know exactly how you feel. And I also want you to know I'm having a very good time with you right now and really enjoying myself. So you see, you're not such a dog as you think you are.
I'm having a very good time, too.
So there you are. So I guess I'm not such a dog as I think I am.
You're a very nice guy. I don't know why some girl hasn't grabbed you off long ago.
Well, I don't know either. I think I'm a very nice guy. I also think I'm a pretty smart guy in my own way. Excuse me. You know how I figure two people get married and they're going to live together 40, 50 years, so it's got to be more than whether they're just good-looking or not. And now you tell me you think you're not so good-looking. Well, my father was a real ugly man, but my mother adored him. She told me how she used to get so miserable sometimes, like everybody, you know? And she says my father always tried to understand. Now, I used to see them sometimes when I was a kid, sitting in the living room, talking, and I used to adore my old man because he was always so kind. That's one of the most beautiful things I have in my life, where my father and mother were. And my father was a real ugly man. So it doesn't matter if you look like a gorilla. You see, dogs like us, we ain't such dogs as we think we are.
I'm talking to someone else now.
I'm 29 years old. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Boy. And now on to, yes, the MySpace clip.
Huh? What the fuck was that all about? You did all the jokes you wrote for me.
Oh, man, I know. I'm sorry. I panicked. It's all he wanted. They just wanted MySpace jokes.
That's
They didn't want
why
any of
I
my
hired
regular
you to
jokes.
write me
I know. I'm
MySpace
sorry.
jokes.
That one, I didn't tell that one. That one will work. I guarantee it.
It better work. They're paying me $300,000.
Really?
Thank you. All right, Tyler, thank you. Good evening, nerds. Yes. What about Ira, everybody? How'd you feel about Ira? Right, yeah. That guy, man. He is such a fucking nerd, I can't believe he doesn't work with you people. Tom started MySpace just to get friends. I know it. So they say the more friends you have on MySpace, the less friends you have in real life. You know? I have 100,000 friends on MySpace. Yes. Isn't that great? I have so many friends on the computer. What are you doing tonight? Oh, I'll be on the computer. That's what I do. I hate the new generation of coolness out there. You just never get any information out of people you talk to, the youngsters. Hey, what are you doing? Just chilling. All right, I know, you're chilling. What are you doing tonight? Things. Okay. I like dumb people, you know, they like to talk to you. Hey, what's going on? I like lollipops. Good. My favorite color is butterscotch.
Do you ever get tired of like singing the same songs, you know, like over and over?
Do you ever get tired of talking about your dick?
Yeah, I don't like blowjobs very much. A lot of guys like the blowjobs. I don't love it. I never know what to do with my hands, you know? I'm always like, you can either go hands on the hips or the salute is fun. Yeah, it's always shocking when a girl blows you. You're like, really? You want to do? All right. I got some advice for the ladies out there when you are performing that act on a fella. Don't ever say, you know, you're the first guy I ever got the whole thing in my mouth. Normally I get like halfway down and I just start fucking choking. But with you, I got a ball in my mouth. That's never happened. Look, I have them in my mouth right now, and I'm speaking perfectly clear. Normally, I have a stutter.
Okay, we're back. Yes. Yeah, that was a good. That was a.
Right?
That was yeah.
You don't like blowjobs either, right?
What? I didn't say that, but it kind of touched a chord in me. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's just, you know, it's one of those situations where it's not like it happens every day, and when it does happen, you're kind of caught off guard, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we have breaking news in the French Open.
Oh yes, Tsitsipas just held serve, so it's 4-3 Djokovic, and this is a particularly huge point in the match. Like if Novak just needs to hold serve 2 more times, and he's won.
Really?
So this will be. I think this
sounds so arcane.
What?
It just sounds such an arcane way to play a game.
What do you mean?
Hold serve. He doesn't have to like win or anything.
Well, holding serve means you win your service game.
You win your service game.
If you get your serve broken, then you lose the service game.
Well, you just serve it. I mean, all you got to do is get over the net and within the lines, and you serve correctly. So I don't know what are you talking about.
Well, you've got to win the game. If you don't,
well, yeah,
there's more to winning the game than hitting your serve in that box.
You get 2 chances to serve right, and if you blow them both, then you lose. You lose. So
well, you
got to get it right anyway.
So
what the fuck?
No, but you're
as bad as the dog show.
You just think about it in terms of holding or breaking serve, because you're more likely to win the game if you're serving.
You're more likely.
Do you think I can explain this to him, or is this?
I'm sorry, I didn't graduate magna cum laude from Yale, so. That's right. I drive backwards on the racetrack anyway, so.
I do.
You turn right. We all turn left.
My brain needs to be reformatted, I guess.
It's all you left-handers.
Oh, Novak just hit a great drop shot, and Tsitsipas hit the line with it. Oh, this is a great point.
Jeez.
Oh,
you're gonna narrate tennis on the radio live. Oh,
yeah,
boy. And the French.
That was a backbreaker right there, folks.
Yeah,
that was a backbreaker.
The Djokovic gonna go down here?
I think Tsitsipas has had it.
Sissy boy.
He didn't put this overhead away. He kind of punched it back and left himself open to be passed.
Oh my!
A lot of people with bibs there.
Right, so I was on a plane this week. Southwest Airlines, and they
what
don't
do we
serve
have
alcohol
here?
anymore, and they only give you 4 choices. Yeah, well, Chabdog enjoys his cinnamon popcorn from Kansas.
Okay, go ahead with your...
I'll tell you about the flight experience here.
Yeah,
so.
go ahead with...
So that you'd have 4 drink choices, but you couldn't say which drink you wanted. You had to just hold up one of your 4 fingers to indicate which drink you wanted. And then they gave out the little snack pack. There was no bourbon, no drink service or anything else, no coffee, none of that stuff. You had to wear a mask the entire time on the plane, which is normal. I guess we're getting used to that. And it's going to have to continue on until September, which is kind of mystifying. But in any event, here's Air Africanos, reminiscing some of my flight here.
Fly, hippie. We hope you enjoy your flight. Lesbian.
We'll flight it.
We hope you enjoy your flight. Betty. We hope you enjoy your flight. Oh, no. We hope you enjoy your flight. Gaylord. We hope you enjoy your flight. Hunchback, isn't he? We hope you... We hope you enjoy your flight. Slut.
Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
What? I'm attending to a disabled child here, madam.
Sorry, I don't feel very well.
You're a nervous flyer.
Oh, no, I'm not a nervous flyer. I just don't feel very well.
Is there a problem here, Jadine? This woman is a nervous flyer.
I'm not a nervous flyer. I don't feel very well.
She's a nervous flyer.
I'm not a nervous flyer.
It's very common for a nervous flyer to deny that she's a nervous flyer. We'll get you some sweets. And a bag to put over your head. And some Valium to help you shut up. If I were you, I would be nervous flying as well, what with your weight and everything. If there is a fire as well, these gangways are very narrow. And all by yourself as well, what with you being childless and single and everything. What will the future bring? Nothing. Will this holiday make me happy? No.
I'm not single.
You're so brave. Is the aircon exacerbating your skin condition?
I don't have a skin condition. I'm not childless, I'm not single, and I'm not a nervous flyer. I'm sorry. I just don't feel very well, and all I want is a glass of water.
You're a very difficult customer, madam.
There was no need to be rude.
Well, I guess we better go and get madam's glass of water then, shall we?
What a bitch.
Are you okay, Marla? No. Beef? Beef or cow?
Beef.
Beef or cow? Beef or cow? Beef or cow? Cow. I'm sorry, we've run out of cow. We only have beef. Beef, then. Beef or cow?
Beef. No, that's good, Valerie.
Beef or cow?
Oh, I'm a vegetarian.
What?
I'm a vegetarian.
What?
I'm a vegetarian.
What?
I'm a vegetarian.
What?
I'm a vegetarian.
Beef or cow?
I'm a vegetarian. I can't eat either.
That's ridiculous.
It's quite a choice.
Well, if you don't eat beef and you don't eat cow, how can you be alive? It's all right, Mara. But just think.
Oh.
Beef or cow?
Oh, excuse me.
What?
There's no dessert.
What?
There's no dessert here. I'm a vegetarian,
Oh,
not
my
vegan.
God.
So I'd quite like some chocolate mousse, please.
If you're a vegetarian, you don't get a chocolate mousse. Madam, I can assure you that this menu has been specially devised for the difficult, so that means Jews and hippies.
Well, I'm neither, so could I have a chocolate mousse, please?
Please don't raise your voice with me, madam.
I'm not raising my voice.
Madam, please.
I'm not, though.
There is no need to use that tone with us.
What tone?
Madam, please, this child is disabled and he's frightened. Madam, please, think of the spina bifida. Don't be so selfish. Stop.
He looks disabled to me.
Disabled child.
The disabled child has nothing to do with this, okay? And he's not even disabled.
Give me the tray back. Just give me the tray. Just give her the tray back. Just give me the tray back. Just Madam, why? I'm only here to serve you. Oh, my God, land the plane. This woman lives for her job. Are you okay? No. I think she's given me the spina bifida.
They don't have to worry.
Try this one, Marla. Oh, I love that one. It really suits me. Yeah, it does. I don't think a woman can smell enough like a flower, do you, Marla? That's words, Jadine.
I'm commandeering this plane!
What?
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 I'm commandeering this...
Sit down, sir. The seatbelt sign is on. You're making a nuisance of yourself. And upsetting this disabled child. This should be in the overhead locker. You could have someone's eye out with that. Irresponsible. Oh, Marla. What is this? Sir, you are only allowed 20 kilograms of hand luggage, so if you're trying to get one over on us, you've picked the wrong air stewardesses. Electronic slimming belts don't work here. No, they do not, Marla. Sit down, sir. The seatbelt sign is on. Diet and exercise. That is how Marla and I have maintained our trim figures. Look and whip, fat boy. We are now approaching Johannesburg. Thank you for flying Air France today. We look forward to seeing you on your return flight. Except you, fatty.
The stewardess experience back on the Chabdog Sports Talk Radio Show. Now, is it over? Did somebody finally win this game, Chabdog?
No, it's 5-3. Tsitsipas is fighting for his life. Fighting for his freaking life. He's got to win this game.
Then
Djokovic will serve for the match.
Okay, well, can you take a moment to pull yourself away to do some buy, sell, and hold?
Yes,
All
let's
right.
go. This gets me so excited when I hear this music. It sends goosebumps down my spine. All we need is Louis Rickhauser. Yeah, you could do a Louis Rickhauser, I think, if you let your hair grow.
Turn gray.
Lose the glasses.
All right, it's time for buy, sell, and hold, our semi-weekly, monthly edition of the best and worst in Major League Baseball. So starting with the East. Gee, I don't know where Boston is, but Tampa's 41-24. Buy, sell, hold.
Bye.
Wow.
Bye. That team is coming together.
Yeah.
They're gonna be primed to get revenge on the Dodgers, I think.
Tampa?
Yeah.
I'm selling all I can. I think Boston's going to make the move there, and Tampa's going to be way down.
Okay, well,
Abe?
I just think your pitching's too good.
Tampa Bay, buy, sell, hold. Abe Miranda?
Thank you.
We're having some trouble with Abe's phone here.
Abe's phone connection.
There we are. Now we're back.
We're going to. So I had actually gotten some Boston stock the last time around, but with Tampa Bay, I think I'm going to buy some stock there too.
Wow. I'm selling Wall Tie.
Buying a little Tampa Bay there.
At the other end of the scale, we got Baltimore at 22-41. Buy, sell, or hold, Abe?
Wow.
Well, I said sell them the last time, and I'm still selling them.
Yeah, I haven't finished selling all mine
I haven't
either.
lost stock.
I'm still selling all my.
They're just the Baltimore Orioles are just dreck.
Do you have any chance to get up off the mat, Chabdog?
No, not at all.
You selling them too?
If I could, actually, I would do a covered call on them if I could get anything for it.
Wow. All right, let's move to the Central. Chicago White Sox. Jeez, 40-24.
Yeah, the White Sox are looking strong.
I'm a buyer there.
What else is there in that division to even consider buying? Not much.
Sometimes Kansas City looks the right look like it, but
and Cleveland, I don't think Cleveland's gonna catch the White Sox this year. I'm not as familiar with their pitching staff as I should be, but
we'll get there.
They've been coming back. We're in the
American League right now. Wacky hot mess.
Oh.
We'll get to the Cubs. Don't worry. All right, Chabdog. And how about you, Abe? White Sox, Chicago.
Well, the last time I put a hold on the Chicago White Sox, and that was a good move. So at this point, I would say let's buy a little bit of that stock, and looking good. Chicago's looking good. So let's see where we go for the next time. But I'm saying buy.
At the other end of the scale, we got the Twinkies at 26-38, just clinging to life. Yeah.
Not much pitching there in that town.
I'm selling all I can, and I still can't find enough buyers, but I'd sell everything I can there. Chabdog?
Yeah.
I'm not a believer there.
George's wallet is exploding, and all the buy tickets are going out the window. It's
Abe,
nothing salvaged there.
With the Twinkies?
Well, yeah, I'm going to be selling that stock. The problem is nobody wants to buy it, so I probably will take that stock and put it in the barbecue and light it on fire later.
Hold on, Caitlyn Jenner might want to buy that. She's looking for some Twinkie supporters. Let's switch over to the West, and we got Oakland at 39-27.
They're still in first place in the West?
They're still in first place in the West. I'm starting to believe. I'm a buyer. Are you buying Oakland today?
Yeah, I guess so by default. I don't see what else, besides maybe the Astros challenging them some. But I think the A's will win that division. But it could be interesting. They'll be up there.
Yeah, I'm sorry to see Seattle gone, but what about you, Abe? Are you a believer in Oakland now?
Well, I was a believer in Oakland last time since I actually bought stock in the A's
the
last time we played this game. So I'm still good. I'm buying.
Wow.
I'm buying the A's.
Okay, and at the other end of the scale, we got Texas, who were 25-40, but they just got a win off off the Dodgers.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be better to look at some of the middle.
No, that's your choice.
You want to talk about the bottom feeders.
We're talking about the bottom feeders this week.
Okay. I'd say Texas might. I think Texas might climb out of the basement in that division. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to buy Texas?
So, yeah, I'll do a buy there, a tentative buy.
Yeah, I'm in a selling mood. I'm selling Texas. Put them up, get rid of them. How about you, Abe? Do you think Texas can make a move here in these series here against the Dodgers? You think they can pick up some wins and get out of the basement?
You know what? I would say that I'd be very surprised if the Dodgers don't win tonight. And I'm selling Texas. I'm selling Texas.
Yeah, they're dead and gone. Let's move to the National League East, where the Mets, who I'm happy I bought, are still clinging to first place with 32-24, but they're clinging to first place there. I'm buying. I'll buy some more.
32-24 is pretty
you gonna buy some more Mets? How about you, Chabdog?
We're buying.
Buying? Yeah, of course. Keep buying.
Yeah, again, what the hell? I'll buy because I don't see anything else in that division worth getting excited about.
I don't think so.
Nothing. Absolutely not. And now that Atlanta's best player got arrested.
Yeah. I think he's out on bail now, but he's kind of distracted on the field.
Well.
And the Nationals aren't doing anything either because they're at the bottom. They're 26 and 35, and
they're in a state of disarray.
I'm selling them. They're gone.
The Nationals and the Phillies are no good. And
that's just lucky they're in a bad division this year.
Yeah, the Marlins, they stink on ice, man. That fish needs to be on ice. It's National League is kind of a depressing place.
Well,
except for the NL West.
Well, no. Let's move to the Central, where we got the Cubs at 37-27.
Yeah, I told you the Cubs were better than they. At some point, they were in the near the bottom of that division. I said
you were right. You were right, Chabdog.
Yeah,
I didn't see it coming, so I'm definitely buying the Cubs this week. How about you, Abe? Are you buying Cubs now? Were you buying Cubs before?
I was looking to see if I did or not, but I don't see it on my list. So, but I will definitely buy a little Cubs stock today.
I'll hold them. I'm not buying them because I think Milwaukee's going to come forward at some point soon and take that division over. So
all right. Now we will move to the West, where San Francisco. Yeah, I mean, all it took was the Padres playing the Mets to get them knocked out of first, and San Francisco moved its way up. Now at 40-24. Jeez. Buy, sell, or hold, Chabdog.
Yeah, that's quite a story. And I did mention in my blog that they've got Gabe Kapler as their coach, and he knows what he's doing. I think that team's going to be up there for the long haul. They're going to make the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to win that division, but I would hold them. I don't know about buying more at this level. But
does Hassel just win this game?
Yeah, he just won. So
okay,
he's God's gift to tennis again.
Redhead Lacoste shirt wearing.
Yeah. The human Gumby is now French Open champion for the second time, I think.
Live on Chabdog Sports. What's his name? Djokovic.
Djokovic. Novak Djokovic.
Djokovic, okay.
Now he's doing his big fist pump and screaming.
He's strutting around like he's Mick Jagger.
I don't know who he's glaring at, but he's glaring at somebody. The Greek guy must feel heartbroken.
Yeah, he looks heartbroken. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway,
San Francisco. Abe, do you think the Dodgers are going to get off the mat, or are you going to buy some San Francisco here?
Well, on my last San Francisco, I did put a hold on that stock. I'm still putting a hold on that stock. I mean, there's still some, the Dodgers are not perfect right now. I mean, they've got, they've had some issues with their pitching, especially in the first 7 innings where they've, not done very well with their pitchers. And then everything kind of has been coming up at the end. So I'm still holding on the San Francisco stock. And we'll see where we're at next month. But right now, it's a hold.
All right, let's go to the bottom of the other end. The Arizona Diamondbacks find themselves 20-45.
Yeah.
It's getting boat raced by everybody.
The bottom has fallen out of that one.
Yeah.
When they got rid of Paul Goldschmidt, I think Goldschmidt, is that his name? He was their best hitter, and they let him go to St. Louis.
Wow.
And now they really don't have anything.
Yeah, if I could find a buyer, I'm selling. How about you, Abe?
Yeah, we're going to have some hard time trying to sell off the Arizona Diamondbacks this year, but that's a sell. But it is a little bit of an improvement on Colorado because Colorado was kind of at the bottom there the last time we played this game, and we had sold some stock there, but they seem to have done a little bit better than Arizona.
Yeah, they've traded places in my mind. I thought they were.
Yeah, but
they're not.
Big whoop, they're going to be stuck in that position for.
I mean, riding the pine
because the other 3 teams in that division are a lot better.
Yeah.
So
it's
that's it. That's it for baseball.
That
I
was
guess.
a whip around here, but you did want George's exploding wallet.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, look at this. This is the same massage chair we're getting for Joe Mayo. $60 cheap.
Except the store's in Delaware.
I'll have them overnighted.
Maybe cheapness is a sense. You know, it is better without this big wallet. It's more comfortable.
It doesn't matter if it's more comfortable. It's wrong.
Why?
Because important things go in a case. You got a skull for your brain, a plastic sleeve for your comb, and a wallet for your money.
I agree with you.
Look at this thing.
I've seen that.
It's huge.
I've seen that. It's in my car.
You got more cow here than here.
I need everything in there.
Irish money?
You ever do
might
that?
go
You ever
there.
hold on to foreign money?
Show this card at any participating Orlando area Exxon station to get your free Save the Tiger poster.
Orlando.
Just give me
like
that.
he's going to Orlando anytime
Give me
soon.
some of those sweet and lows.
Grandmother used to do that.
Sweet nose in her mouth.
She used to steal sweet notes from restaurants before she
Well,
left.
I'm satisfied.
It's a Jewish thing.
My back is killing me.
Of course, because of that wallet. You got a filing cabinet under half of your ass.
Putting the receipt in there.
This is an organizer, a secretary, and a friend.
Look at you. You're on a slant.
You can't sit straight in the booth because of the wallet.
This whole center of gravity's off.
And I put some napkins in the other pocket to balance myself out.
Yeah, I'm fine.
It rips.
What was that?
I think I had some hard candy in there. Oh, so now I have to buy the whole chair by myself?
No, you don't have to buy anything.
I already bought it. I've been lying to you for 3 days, and now you're all screwing me.
I don't understand. Why didn't you tell us you had it?
I needed it. My back is a little tweaked.
Because of your giant wallet. Just get rid of it.
Never. It is a part of me. I will just return the chair, and it will be easy because the receipt is in my good friend.
Your good friend is morbidly obese.
Well, at least I'm not carrying a purse.
Oh.
It's not a purse.
It's a satchel.
Never paying.
All right. Guitar, first lesson free.
It's his real sickness not being able to throw things out. I don't. Look at that.
Harry States! Good shot! I'm target post!
Oh, George.
Oh. I love George. I love George.
So we got left here. Okay, have you heard the latest news in NCAA football, college football this week?
No, what's that?
The playoff is going to expand to 12 teams.
Oh, wow. It's going to expand like George's wallet?
Yes, and they figure conservatively it will add an extra $600 million of revenue.
Oh.
And potentially up to $2 billion of revenue.
But can they play one of these games in Atlanta?
Oh, gee, that's a good question.
Or one of these other targeted states? What about Arizona?
Arizona, I don't know. Huh.
Could be off limits.
Could be off limits, but that's a lot of extra money to get that you don't have
or
to share with your players.
They might have to call it the Jim Crow 2.0
It's
game.
a lot of extra money to get that you still don't have to share with your players. Isn't that funny? Abe, do you think what they do to players in college football is akin to slavery?
You know, look,
It's benefiting the whole school, though.
They got a lot of good stuff going on there. When you're in college, you're going to eat at the best cafeteria. You're not going to eat with all the pokes, all the people other than grunt when you're in an athletic program. You know, you already got your own cafeteria. You've got your own training facility that is A class. You pretty much are given, you're given everything. You don't have to pay for anything. The thing is that it's a full-time job. Being in sports is a full-time job in college, and it's a lot of work. And I think, I think it's tough. I think it's tough to go to college and try to get yourself a great education and try to get great grades in class and meet all your academic deadlines and have this full-time athletic job where you're traveling all over the country and then you've got all these other distractions that are going your way. So I think it's very tough to be a college athlete. As far as, these colleges are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so if you're going to get in a full ride, you're getting compensated, at least in my mind. Try to fork out how much it costs to go to USC out of your pocket. And who would have not liked to have made $200,000, $300,000 in academic schooling when I was 19 years old?
Yeah. If somebody gave me the equivalent of $100,000 in value for room and board and education, and everything, a free ride, literally a free ride, and maybe a little extra spending money, I wouldn't be complaining. But, geez, they get $2 billion. I get $100,000. It just seems a little.
Yeah.
Maybe they could do something.
They should do something. They should do something with all this extra money to benefit everybody.
Other than pay their salaries and continue to inflate the budgets of the.
So, what's the playoff going to look like? How many? It's going to be 12 teams.
It's 12 teams. I don't have any more details beyond that, but it's just 12 teams. I was more concerned about the money there. Well, they'll figure out who gets in, and there'll still be an argument about that, as there always is. There's always going to be somebody who's going to who should have gotten in that misses it because of their formula.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, the rich get richer. NCAA gets richer. No surprise.
Mm-hmm. We need some Ursula Andress.
Oh yeah.
All done.
This is a pretty cool situation. Three Stooges and 4 for Texas.
Joseph, I'm really proud of you. You did a wonderful job. Our boat just looks fantastic.
Not me, Max. Us. All of us made our boat look fantastic.
Where's she from?
Want me to give it a try, Mr. Jarrett? Let her blow.
She doesn't have to talk. She just has to stand there. This movie had another really attractive woman in it too. Forgot her name. She's from Sweden.
To the left.
Dean Martin did a good job.
Perfect. Now nail it
Dean
off.
Martin always did a good job.
He was fighting in this movie. He had some fighting scenes.
All right,
Doing
gentlemen,
a good job
please
there.
be our guest.
Blocking punches, knocking people out.
I name you La Maison Rouge. Here is to all of you hard-working gentlemen who made this possible.
If any of you men have any wages burning a hole in your pocket, you always know where to go to cool them off.
You bet, boss. Hey, Captain, who pays the $2?
What $2?
Take it easy
There
with the
they
picture
are.
now, boys, easy. Be serious, fellas. We gotta find out who this picture belongs to.
All right.
You must be Miss Maxine.
30 years from their prime.
The storage company sent us over to deliver your
20.
picture.
What makes you so sure it's her?
Oh, it's her, all right.
They look a little long in the tooth here, Chabdog.
Is that Curly or is that
there
somebody
can't be
else?
any doubt, mister.
well.
Come take a look.
I know it's Mo and Larry, but I don't know who the other one
Curly
is.
died a few times, right?
You guys recede.
So it's a fill-in for Curly.
Yeah.
You figure she really posed for that?
Yes, that's me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Wonder if he did it from memory.
Yeah, that's her.
You're not sure.
I wish my wife looked like that.
This was the only thing my husband left me. He was a connoisseur of art.
It's a shame he didn't leave any clothes to go with it.
Who pays us the $2?
I do as soon as you hang it over the bar in the main salon. Up the gangplank to the starboard.
Yes, ma'am. Right.
Don't drop it.
Starboard on the boat is to the right.
That's where I'm going.
Now, look. When I say go, we'll both point to the right. Go! I'll do it so even you can understand it. Now, go! Curly Joe. This guy's a nitwit.
Yeah, he's stupid.
Yeah. Now, when I say go, we'll all point to the right. Go! He's stupid. Captain, help me out, will you? I'm dealing with two mental midgets here. Uh-huh. Now, when I say go, we'll all point to the right. Go!
There they are, sister. There they are.
Oh, you know who this woman is? The one pushing the wheelchair? Yeah.
She reminds me of my mother.
No.
We didn't mean any
That
harm.
was Grandma in the
I
Waltons.
told you she reminds me of my mother.
You never had a mother.
Shame on you.
Remind me to have you stuffed.
That picture is a disgrace to Galveston. You're not going to hang that disgraceful picture.
Get your mother out of here, Whistler!
Great sound effects. Oh, he threw her out of the chair. That was a Richard Widmark move.
Don't worry, Mildred.
Is she all right?
When he did that. Well, you know, he pushed that woman down
Are you
the
all
stairs
right,
in that
Mother?
movie.
Yes. You be all right.
Just a minute. You just struck one of the toughest men from the state of Texas. Tell it, Tex.
Oh, did I?
Maybe you don't understand. He's the toughest man from the state of Texas. Give her an adjective. Wait a minute.
Three Stooges hamming it up.
Yep.
Chabdog Sports Talk Radio Show.
Okay.
All right. So Djokovic won.
Yeah. So that's one tennis major.
And then we
gone.
have the Westminster Dog Show. Since
Oh.
this is the Chabdog Sports Talk.
Is
Radio
that
Show.
on right now? No.
Well, it's on right now, but it's going on.
Well, you can tell us about it. We're down to the two finalists.
Well, there are several finalists, but the two that are rising to the top here, the cream of the crop, are Bourbon, who is a whippet, versus Wasabi, who is a Pekingese. So, who do you take
Two
there?
menu items.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll go with Wasabi. Mm-hmm. Whippets don't. They're just not.
I like
I'm
bourbon,
sorry,
though.
but
I'll take the bourbon.
Whippets
I'm
are
excited by
whippets aren't
whippets.
the most beautiful dogs in the world. Aren't they like kind of like little greyhounds?
Hey, Abe, you got the line on the dog show? You have any favorites there you want to pick?
I always like the wiener dogs.
Oh well, you would like a whippet then.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, those are really nice, too.
We'll go with the bourbon then. I think it's bourbon's year.
Oh. Pekingese.
Hard drinking dog.
Very fluffy with very small, kind of bingo sized. But we don't have any clips from that, do we?
No, good heavens, no. What?
Okay.
In fact, we've spoken enough about it.
Yeah.
Let's switch over to the PGA, the Palmetto Championship in South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
And they were playing until a massive dark cloud came over and shut them down in a thunderstorm warning yesterday. But a fellow was playing there, Mark Hensby was playing, and got a 10-stroke penalty for playing the wrong ball. So he had to drop out. Yeah, he was going to make the cut, too.
Yeah, you don't survive a 10-point penalty. That's death, times 5.
I didn't know they had. They went 10.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the rule.
No. Playing the wrong ball, yeah. His ball had a dot on it. I don't think it's not that he played the wrong ball in the course. That he was using an incorrect ball for the tournament. He just had a dot on it.
Oh, you're not supposed to use a ball with a dot on it?
Or I can only assume it was unapproved or something like that, or it wasn't one of the approved balls. There was an approved ball with a dot on it. I don't know, but it was just. I don't make the rules.
Maybe it was a juiced ball.
I don't even interpret the rules. Yeah, it was doctored. It was a doctored ball. Maybe he got Jacob deGrom.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He doctored his golf ball.
He played the wrong ball.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to tell you about my Kansas City trip.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to hear about that.
Yeah, Abe, you saw those pictures on Twitter?
I did. It looked like you went to the Negro League Museum, and you went to a wonderful lounge, and you had some good barbecue.
Yeah, all three and more. Yeah, it was a fantastic trip. It's an old city. And speaking of barbecue, we went to Arthur Bryant's, which has been there since 1908.
Yeah.
And, the most awesome brisket sandwich.
Oh, mouthwatering,
yeah,
I'm sure.
It was very thick. And
For
the wacky hot mess dug into some ribs. You could buy ribs per rib, and she bought 4 of them. They were like the size.
Were they
of 8.
beef ribs or they pork ribs?
Pork back ribs, but they were
you
huge.
broke the.
And the meat, it was just delicious, absolutely smoky and just fantastic. And so we were down there.
You have to.
The Negro League Museum, which was, they made a lot for what you're going to have a lot of placards. You're going to have a lot of pictures. But
There's
they
a
made
lot.
a lot out of a lot of placards.
There's a lot in there. There's a lot in there.
You start with how it began, and how its popularity within the community grew, and baseball also grew in America. So the two were moving together, both growing in popularity because everybody loved baseball. And then there's a little section on the indignities that some of the players and in the league had to face. Some of the teams the leagues had to face when they're touring and such. And then some of the history on that. And then it moved towards the integration, the movement towards integration, the few leaders who came out. They had a few dioramas on them. And, of course, they had the baseballs and uniforms and a little locker room set up. Then it moved to the integration between the two and some of the early players, the Jackie Robinsons and such, Satchel Pages, who came forth. And then it came through and showed the full integration, how other sports integrated and everybody moved on together. So overall, very powerful experience to see growth of the American experience. Hey, we don't get it right, but we keep working on it every day.
Well,
and sooner or later, we always get better as Americans. And then it ends in a baseball diamond, where they've got the best players in the Negro League cast in bronze and standing there in full size. And I see that picture. I got a picture of myself next to Satchel Paige. He's a big dude. Anyone was short back then. He was a tall dude. So
over 6 feet, I'm sure.
And the admission charge was $10. Highly recommend it. If you're in Kansas City, go visit. It's a great. And then the Jazz Museum's right next door, as well. And then the Jazz Bar, the Green Slipper. Green Lady Lounge. Yes.
I've seen it.
Wacky Hot Mess and I were in the Green Lady Lounge there in downtown Kansas City, Missouri, where we saw some fabulous jazz music. And the neat thing about this club is they've got 3 seating areas. You can take a seating area out, and it's all the whole bar. It's just long and dark and a lot of red everywhere, but dark. It's just, I don't know. You can see the picture on Twitter. So you can go to the very back if you have a large party and you just want to hang out and have jazz music in the background. You can sit in the middle around the bar area and watch the front of the band. And then if you want to actually sit amongst the band, there are tables and chairs there as well. So you can actually sit and, like, literally, I'm sitting at my table and the drummer's right next to me, and I can watch the drummer play. Actually, we sat behind the drummer and behind the band and got some great shots from there. It was just cool to be able to. I just dig. It's great to see live music for a change. First time in 18 months in a bar. Yeah, martinis, all kinds of people. Yeah, so that was great. That was a great part of
what type of people?
A diverse kind of people. Yeah, and again, in the Midwest, you don't think you're going to see a lot of diverse people, but there were a lot of diverse people. Here's something that I didn't expect to see in the Midwest was how just open people are in Kansas to everybody, including gays. A lot of gay pride flags hanging, a lot of gay people just being gay out in the open. In Homo Heights? Yeah, I was at my better half's nephew's home in Homo Heights.
I didn't know there was such a place.
Yeah, there is such a place. We'll get to the Jewish community in a minute. But that was pretty cool. It's nice because, in comparison to another Midwest city that I do have experience in, Indianapolis, homosexuality's in the closet there. I mean, there's the gay men there, too, and I met plenty of them that were married and, undercover or hiding it out or living in the closet, not being fully open, but still being very gay. And in Kansas, it's wide open. Everyone's like, hey, no problem. And I like that. No big deal. That's we like tolerance here. And then, of course, surprised me also, very large Jewish community in Kansas, and it goes back historically. This goes back to the 18th century. It's been there for so long.
I think it's been there, but it hasn't. I wouldn't call it huge
by Midwestern standards.
Until probably
large
recently.
Parts of the neighborhood. Oh no, it was there. I mean, we were in a cemetery. And I could see the huge cemetery with the gravestones going back to the 1800s, early 1900s. Tons. Yeah, there was lots of Jewish people there. Yeah, and still are. 6 Chabad houses and 4 synagogues. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is for a Midwest city.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. That's Kansas City. We got there, and it was in the 80s. Yeah. We left. It was in the mid-90s and sweltering, and I was starting to melt. I'd never been so glad to get back to Los Angeles. It was nice when we got there. I've never been so glad to leave. It's this reminds me how much I like living here. Yeah, fireflies.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Don't see those around here. Mm-hmm.
Lightning bugs. Yeah. That's what my wife calls them. When I was on the East Coast, they were called fireflies.
Yeah, that's right. They're fireflies, but these Kansans are called lightning bugs.
One of those words that changes when you move
is
west.
It a firefly or is it a lightning bug? What do you call it?
Well, we like to call them fireflies. Where at least when my mom lived in Kentucky, we would. It was always nice to see all these beautiful fireflies all over her yard and stuff like that. It was really nice. So now she lives here with us in California, but before it was a lot of fun going to see all those lightning bugs.
Yeah.
Okay, well now for something completely different, we're going to deal with bullies here in the Munsters, and then we'll talk about Clinton.
Well, son, I'm off for the office, and you're off for school. Now, remember what I taught you.
Right, Pop. Sure thing.
Herman, you haven't been encouraging Eddie to fight, have you?
Why, certainly not, dear. We Munsters only fight when provoked. Right, Eddie?
Hey, Munster! Are you provoking me? Huh? I dare you to say that again. Huh? Okay, you just provoked me. What's the idea? I thought your pup told you to ignore me. Yeah, but he taught me to ignore you in a new way.
Yeah, the poor guy. Poor guy. I mean, I'm glad Eddie Munster was able to stick it to the bully there, but it's so sad what happened to...
Maybe you should play the She's the One.
Christopher Sign. Hold on, we got to talk about Christopher Sign. So Christopher Sign, as you may or may not know, was the fellow who disclosed that Bill Clinton met with secretly with Loretta Lynch, who was at that time the head of the Department, the Attorney General, privately while
what, in the airplane?
Yeah. When she was for the Attorney General for Obama.
Oh,
and she met privately with Clinton during the election.
About the
when Hillary was trying to
emails?
beat. Well, who knows what it was about, but there was certainly some suggestion of impropriety there. It was trying to be done secretly. This guy broke it so that it got out that they even had the meeting. So Christopher Ryan, very sorry to say, has suicided himself. Is overnight. He's no longer with us.
Oh my God!
And it's just well, okay.
Another one
of these very unfortunate suicides that are associated with the Clintons.
Just happened.
It just happens. Yeah, just one of those coincidences.
So
That's all I can say.
He joins James McDougal, right, and Vincent Foster. Was James McDougal suicide, or was he a heart attack or something? I think he died of some other way.
No, McDougal, it wasn't normal. No, it was a suicide.
Oh. Well, it'll just kind of be one of those things that people know about, but nobody knows all the details. It's just happened.
Well, except for us conspiracy theorists.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, Abe, we had some fun on Twitter this week.
Yeah. You want to talk about Twitter? What's going on Twitter?
Yeah, it was a good time on Twitter. We bounced around some of the El Fuego squad.
Yeah, so, of course, we just kind of started the El Fuego squad a couple of weeks ago, and, we've been focusing a lot on some of the LA sports, our local home base. And it's been going great. I think one of the things that we have an advantage on is that, we get to cover all sports. We're not just limited to a certain team. We're definitely diverse, and we cover a whole bunch of sports. And I think that's a great thing for our Fuego squad, because we've had, new followers from the Clippers, the Chargers, and even the Dodgers. So we've kind of expanding our Fuego squad to include the other teams, especially as NFL comes. We'll definitely be branching out to the fans. But I think one of the greatest takeaways from the El Fuego squad is that, we're giving the fans a voice that, I think a lot of other guys are not listening to the fans, or are not engaging with the fans. And, it seems like there's a lot of clubs and a lot of places out there that only like to hear themselves. And Chabdog Sports, we just do things a lot differently. We come from a foundation of sport fans, and of course we support the sports fans. And honestly, you know what? We're out here promoting that we want to support local businesses, and we want to support military-based businesses, and veteran businesses, and first responder businesses. And you know what? I mean, we've done more, I think, for LA in the fact that we've been trying to promote fans and promote their businesses than a lot of other places. I don't see that in LA Twitter world. So, we're doing things that are a lot different than everybody else. We're charting a new path here for LA, and little by little, we're just growing. So we did notice a little bit of growth this week, and we're just hoping that will just continue to expand as we continue to promote the good message.
Because we see things that others don't, and we give voice to people who aren't being heard, especially on Twitter. And Abe, you and I have been retweeting people who say the wittiest things, but they have 5 followers, and clearly they're burner accounts, but they're not burner accounts from some machine or something like that. They're burner accounts from people who are just underground. I mean, maybe they have their main account where they're public, and they come to this account to vent and say the things that are really on their minds. And we're retweeting these out there for you to see because some of them are hilarious. They're extremely well written, and just ripping. Yeah, they'll rip at the Dodgers. The legit accounts won't rip at the Dodgers, but these accounts will, and we will every day in every way.
It's the way Twitter should be used.
Well, someone's got to be honest with you, and that's the other thing. We're here to look for honesty. We're here and that only comes from the dialogue, where we'll get different points of view. We don't have to agree with everybody, but we'll accept that you got a point of view, and you might as well bring it on board. Let's hear it. Let's put it out there. Let's debate it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think that makes this, at least initially, a positive thing, is because we are truth seekers, and we're looking at, we're not afraid to, look in the corners of places and try to find the truth wherever it is. I mean, I think a couple of nights ago somebody asked if I watch NHK World News. And I said, yeah, of course. For example, that's the news organization from Japan. And I said, sometimes I like to go and see what international countries are reporting about us, because oftentimes here in the U.S. we're going to be, focused on Washington, D.C. politics, and there's a lot of things that are being missed. And so some of these other international news organizations are going to touch upon things that may have not made the actual cut here. And of course, this is all just in trying to find the truth and seeing what different perspectives have to say about the same topic.
Yeah, like the bat flu or the China virus, which is increasingly more and more coming from that lab. But that's we talked about this a year ago. We knew where it was coming from.
Things you're not supposed to talk about on Twitter.
No. But we know now everyone else is waking up to it. Oh yeah, I guess it might have come from that lab right there, not the market next door. Geez, surprise, surprise. And China's lying. And the President, Trump, whether you liked him or not, was right. So, oh well. And Dr. Birx and Fauci were both compromised. And the CDC was compromised. And the WHO was compromised. And all this research that was going on that we should have been more closely guarded by our politicians was compromised. Yeah, this is part of the truth. And the UFOs off the coast.
Isn't there some news, too, recently about Dr. Fauci's book that had to get pulled off the shelves or something of that nature?
Well, I had to get pulled off the shelves. I think I might have missed that part of the story. But Fauci?
I don't know.
You got some explaining to do, Fauci. Those emails, Fauci.
Well, we're going to be able to burn our masks pretty soon.
Yeah,
June 15th is
13,
coming up.
14, 15. That's Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, and coming from Kansas City, everybody, where they already did get rid of the masks, or it was voluntary, if you wanted to in most places, except the museum. We did have to have it on the museum.
Yes.
It was so great just to walk into, a grocery store.
We're going to build a big
anywhere,
bonfire and dance around like wild.
Not even think about it.
Wild Indians.
Don't even carry it with you. Just walk into a building and walk out. Yeah. Walk into a bar and walk out. No problem. Like normal people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bonfire? You going to join us for the bonfire, Abe?
I'm down for the bonfire. When is the bonfire? And I think just to piggyback on that Fauci's book, I think it was pulled because about maybe emails that he had that were recently exposed due to the hypocrisy and things of that nature.
Yeah, the email part of the story I got, that part, yeah, there's been some emails leaked of communications and some other communications that he had indicating that he knew all along a lot of things that he denied knowing or denied emphasizing or even denied speaking about. And again, we placed a lot of trust, and we were told to place a lot of trust in this fella, and now it's looking that, there's evidence that he's appearing pretty shifty here.
Well,
my gut told me this.
They'll have to have hearings on it to find out.
Yeah, we'll need some hearings on that. And, of course, the Democrats can be really quick to call those hearings, too, sure.
What do you want to do? We got we're coming up on the end here, so
I think we want
to pretty much just go to Ghost Riders in the Sky.
Yeah, it's a nice way to head out.
You could play the other thing too. That she's the one we didn't play any of that.
I'll play that after Ghost Riders in the Sky.
Okay,
for anybody
why don't
who
you?
sticks around to the end of the show.
It's a good movie, actually. Pretty funny.
All right, Chad.
But I'm turning into a pumpkin here, but. It's been another fun show. We've got a lot of stuff, a lot of ground covered, and NHL playoffs are starting up. The conference finals. So, Lightning are playing the Islanders, just like last year. Happened last year the same way, and I think the same result. I think the Lightning will win. They'll move on to play the winner in the West of the Montreal Canadiens versus the Las Vegas Golden Knights. That should be a barn burner. That should be a good one.
That's going to kick ass.
I'm going with the Lightning over the Canadians in the final in 6 or 7.
I'll take the Canadians to win.
You like the Canadians?
I like the Canadians.
Oh.
For no other reason than I like
We'll have to have a gentleman's bet on that, okay?
All right.
I'll have to think of something good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Abe,
what do you think?
How you say?
You going to go with the Islanders?
You know what? The Golden Knights, it's going to be a great series. This is going to be great. I like to pull on the Golden Knights. I like to see the Islanders come out of it. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but this is going to be interesting. You know, Tampa Bay looking really good. This could go either way, but let's go with the Vegas Knights and the New York Islanders.
All right. If Vegas makes it all the way to the finals, we have to think about going to a Stanley Cup game. I don't know if that's possible, but we'll think about it.
All right. As I'm walking to the door, I'm going to make a prediction here on Tuesday, the 15th in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
There will be spontaneous mask-burning parties that will lead to rioting and palm trees being lit aflame and things burning. So the Los Angeles, L.A. will be burning on.
There'll
on
be
Tuesday,
just like this
15th.
picture. There'll be something in the sky.
That's right. Ghost Riders in the Sky.
All right. Love this song. Blast it away.
All right.
So long from Chabdog Sports Talk. See you next week.
An old cowboy went riding out one dark and windy day. Up on a ridge he rested as he went along his way, when all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw plowing through the ragged skies and up a cloudy draw. Their brands were still on fire and their hooves were made of steel. Their horns were black and shiny and their hot breath he could feel. A bolt of fear went through him as they thundered through the sky, for he saw the riders coming hard and he heard their mournful cry. Yippee-i-oh, Ghost Riders in the Sky. Their faces gaunt, their eyes were blurred, their shirts all soaked with sweat. He's riding hard to catch that herd, but he ain't caught 'em yet. 'Cause they've got to ride forever on that range up in the sky, on horses snorting fire. As they ride on, hear their cry. As the rider sloped on by him, he heard one call his name. If you want to save your soul from hell riding on our range, then cowboy, change your ways. Today are with us you will ride, trying to catch the devil's herd across these endless skies.